Everybody, welcome back. We're doing another Undecember video. In this one, it's sort of a follow-up to my build freely video that I put out there, just to basically give you a little bit more comfort in building your skill runes and everything. I now have a 6-link rune, also a rare rune that I can use with the colors that I want. I gotta think about what I want to do with colors a little bit. I'm still playing around. Some of these I don't know if I love completely. And still playing around with the game a little bit, and I synced it to double physical. So anyway, that's not what this video is about. I want to show you guys how I ended up doing this. Again, I talked about building freely before, and I was able to do this without messing around too much with the one that I had previously. So I've got some footage that I'm going to show you how I basically the quickest version of this is, what you want to do is whatever rune you're trying to build, come here and just continue to buy, or well, buy once. And then what you want to do then is you probably already know this, but you then place it in here and then use the rune birth essences, which change the number of linked slots. And you can, when you do that, you can you can do this if you're not aware, repeat settings, which like I would just go here, I would click 6. Apply, and then I'd click, okay, and then when I did enchant, it'd repeat it 100 times. So it's like, well, and it makes things way easier if you weren't aware of that. So repeat, I guess that's one thing you can pull from the video. But you might be like, well, I don't have as much of these as you might need, because one of the things that, if you're not aware, when you do that, there's this counter down here that once you get to 1500, you're guaranteed to get a 6-link rune. So it counts all of those. Now, I was at the point where I was, I don't know, 800, 900, 1200 or whatever it was to build that up. And I just got to the point where I was like, man, I need more of these. So I came to the ore shop. I had like 100 and, I don't know, 10,000 ore or whatever it was. Now, I don't have a good feel for everything that I might want to buy eventually in here. Like some of these legendaries, maybe I should have saved that for some of these. Okay, maybe. But you know what? Right now, I want to be able to take the next step. So, and for me, the next step, because I couldn't get it, was I need a 6-link rune. I want to be able to get more damage out of my rune. So I came here and sort of just said, you know what? All of these more expensive ones that I might have wanted to save for long term, I'm just going to have to ignore that. So I came here and I bought 100 of these rune essences for about 7,500. So I purchased that several times. You can see, obviously, more than several times. And then I went back over to the enchanter, built it up until I got now to that point. Now, I don't have it anymore, but I did that with one of my 1 slots. So you can see, let me see if I still have it. No, because I used it on something else. I'll show you. So what I do is I use those on the ones. Did I save any of these? All right. So what I like to do is when I get something with decent rune or links on it, I'll drop it in, or if something that I've built up quite a bit, I'll drop it in here to save it. But again, I want to reiterate the way that I like to tinker with this is, like, say I get 4 links. I'm like, all right, that's good enough. So what I'll then do is drop it in. I'll drop it in to my actual skill tree here. Have it in there, be using it, and then I will go buy from the rune shop just a level 1, and then use the enchant aspect of that to build it up. And like I said, do this on repeat till I get to 5 or 6 or whatever. So I did that. I got the 6. I transferred the 6, and this is the part I'm about to show you on here, and this is what ties to the video, and I'm doubling down on this. I transferred that to this level 24, and then got it built up, and then I transferred a 5 that I had to the Blade of Death as well. So that way I can sort of start playing with these a bit and seeing what I got. Again, like, I'm trying to tinker around with some of the builds. I probably need to find different ones, but anyway, right now that's how I did it. And now let me pull up the video where I did this on. All right, so in this video you can see, so I've got that 4-link rune. That's what I originally had. You can see I've got it in there. That was what I just played with. I have these reds surrounding it because I want to try to use those. I'm just showing that I've got it. You can see that I then go to my bag. I show you what, I mentioned before that I had these 6-link ones that were all level 1. And you can see the other one I had as a 5-link. Now, what happened is I got that 5-link and I stopped. And I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to put this in my bag. And then I'm going to go buy another level 1 and see if I can get it to 6. And so I put the 5 in my bag, and then I waited for one to get 6. Even if it hit 5, I didn't care. I'm like, I want my 6. Give me my 6. So I went in there, I got my 6. And that's what I'm showing here at that part of the video, and I'm explaining why I had that version of the 5 and the 6. Now, for a little bit here, I was like, where do I build which one to do this transfer and whatever? So I kept sort of messing around with the rune growth, and then I went back to the alchemy table and was trying to remember exactly how to do it, because I would have a thing where I'd click it here and I'd try to register it, and it was like, well, wait a minute, like it wouldn't show there, and it wouldn't, if I went back to the top one, you know, I was like, okay, well, hold on a second. It's trying to make me re-register each time. So I was like, I was sitting there going, I know I can do this. Like, wait a minute, which one spotted is it again? So here you see I take it out of my tree, because I'm like, oh, maybe I need to have it out of my tree to be able to do this. I'm like, okay, cool. I've got it out of there. I'm going to go click on my one. I'm going to register this, and I want to build this up using my old big one, which was this level 23. But you can see it's like, well, wait a minute, it's click and register. And then, so that's where it's at. So it's like, again, okay. So I want to show that one more time. So I've got it here, because this is the part I was being dense about. So I've got my one in there, and I click on that bottom one, and that was where it is I had to go down to my material, that second tab. I know it's minor, but it's a big deal. I went from this one to this one. Again, I'll show it one more time, because, you know, you can see I'm here in this top one. I'm looking around, it's there, but when I click it, it only wants me to register it. I click on that second one, the bottom one here, and then you can see it shows up and it puts it on the top. And you can see immediately my 6 length rune will take all of the build in that I put in that level 23, with the exception of the magic. So all of the stuff that I built it up to get to level 23, it will transfer over. But the fact that it was a magic rune, that will not transfer over. But I wasn't stressed about that, because I've got some of those coins or whatever that can flip into it, and I had a coin box that saved up to make it into a rare. So I was like, whatever, I'll use those. You know, I would get hesitant going into rare and then unique and all that sort of thing later, but it was able to do it, and I was kind of like, okay, cool, I'm happy with this. You can see it's actually costing me 0 gold there. I know, I remember I sat there, thought about it for a while, but I actually built it up, and I was pretty happy with it. So I spent some time looking at it just to make sure. I'm like sitting here, taking it off, putting it on, just, you know, making sure. I'm showing that, you know, here I'm showing that you can see it's magic, just so you know beforehand that's what I had, versus the one that I'm about to get. And then I'll show that one as well. There it is. I put the levels into it. It's there. And then you can see off to the left hand, or right there, you can see it's normal. It's not magic. So I was just sort of underlining that so you could see it. I then bring it over to the enchant section. You can see that's where the upgrade essence. I don't have any rare ones in there yet, but it shows that you've got to go from normal to magic, and then magic to rare. So I had 5 of these. I knew this is something I wanted to use. I definitely am going to enchant it up to that. Yay, I get that one built up a little bit higher. And then I'm actually going to shortly here open up a box, but you can see this is now a little bit better than it was before, but it's something that you definitely want to do progress wise. I start putting all my different links up there. So now I've got my 6 link, figuring out what I want to put where, what I want to build up, all that sort of thing. I end up going through all these, thinking about it for a while. I spent a lot of time last night, and then I started playing around with where I want to put some skills and stuff, which I'm not going to go through that stuff now, but that's how I got my 6 link rune. I think it is a great technique. Like I mentioned, it was, I had some 5s, I had some 6s. I used that to transfer into different things. And then I went in and started building up some of these different ones. I think I would probably regret the overpower one a little bit, by the way. I was doing it from some additional strike damage. I don't know. I'm still tinkering around with some stuff just to test. And, you know, sometimes you don't have a ton of mats. And I was like, whatever, I'm going to try it. Had to build up the physical damage one. That's one I definitely knew I wanted to get up. I think I bring it up to like 18. Definitely got to do that. I was almost at 3 million gold. Spent about $1 million doing all this stuff, just because I was talking to Callista last night, who she's a great player and very wise with her thoughts and deep dives into this stuff. And, you know, we classified me as maybe not a hoarder, but somebody who wants to make sure that when I do the investment that I've thought it through a little bit. I'll tinker some, But, you know, at some point I'll sit on a lot of materials to make sure that when I make the move, I feel good about it. So that's what I got. You know, you can see my 6-link rune in here, like I mentioned. It's got about 48k DPS or whatever you want to call it, damage, just off the cuff of that. I've linked it over to a Blade of Death, which I'll probably build up a little bit more. But, you know, I'm a little short on things, and I want to look into exactly what I think can help build that up to do some more damage. I had Toxic Flame on there. I stepped off of it for a little bit just to try this one out to see if I could change my playstyle, because if I'm already leaning into like physical projectile type damage, then, you know, having the element side of Toxic Flame, I was like, well, then I have to use all of these other Zodiac points for something like that. So anyway, that's what I got. I hope this helps. It's my way to get a free 6-link rune. You just got to put in some time. It wasn't that bad, frankly, and I was pretty happy with it. So just make sure you think about what your build is before you do something like this. Play around with all the different things, and then once you get to that point, you can do the steps I just showed. So if you want to see more videos like this or general Undecember stuff that I'm still planning on covering until I figure out what this end game is all about, subscribe to the channel, hit notification bells, all that sort of thing. And until next time, well, hammer down the like button. You know, I like that. And then until next time, hope you have a wonderful day.